This is our land. Quiet, peaceful, untouched. It was one of the first mornings we spent on the land. The light hit the mountainside just right. The air was pure. You could hear nothing but the wind through the pine trees and the birds across the ridge. This is our Quinta, our little piece of Portugal. And this was the day we started to really imagine what it could be. We dreamed of this place for years. A mountainside plot in central Portugal with sweeping views, olive trees, and the outline of what could one day become our home, our vineyard, our family retreat. When we walked the land this day, it felt full of potential. We imagined where the house would sit, where the vines could run, and where our daughters might chase each other under the sun. We filmed this to capture the beginning of the journey. The rawness, the space, the hope. This land has history, old paths, old terraces. You can feel the work that's come before, buried under the brush and pine needles. And we wanted to honor that, not wipe it clean, but build with it. We came here to build something lasting for ourselves, for our family, even for future guests and friends. We saw potential and peace. And then, just a few days later, it changed. A wildfire came through this area, fast and without warning. It scorched trees, blackened the soil, and filled the air with a kind of silence you don't forget. The trees, the brush, the land itself changed in moments. Thankfully, no one was hurt. But the landscape we fell in love with is now scarred. Still beautiful, but different. What we saw as a blank canvas became a reminder that nature always has the final word. That beauty and fragility can exist in the same place. And that when you dream of something, you don't get to choose when or how it will be tested. But that dream isn't gone. In fact, it's sharper now, stronger, more real. We're still building, still planting, still walking this land with a vision. And now, with even more respect for what it gives and what it can take away. We're sharing this not for sympathy, but as a reminder to hold on to moments like these before they change. This is still our dream. This land is still our future home. And we'll rebuild, smarter, stronger, and more grateful than ever. A story of dreaming, of witnessing change, and of choosing to move forward in the face of adversity. This is our land. This is our Quinta, and it's just the beginning. Thank you for watching and for being a part of this journey.
Oh, and be sure to stick around to the end. We'll show you a quick glimpse of the morning after the fire swept through. Thanks for watching. Okay, this is where it starts. Quinta do Moral. This is the main road in cobblestone. That's the cemetery. So we walk down this road, still in cobblestone. Neighbor's got some nice pillars and olive grove. Then we start down the more exclusive trail. A lot of huge pine trees, as you can see with all the needles on the ground. Sorry, it's really windy today. So it's probably about, 100 feet, and then we get to the access road. there's the neighbor, Quinta do Moral. And this is where the cobblestone ends. So I have to ask the town to continue it. Sorry for the bumpy ride. So the current driveway enters here. 2 pillars. And then the public road continues down that way. We go down to the garages, down this little side path. Property lines here, on this fence, which is apparently ours. On the old vineyard that needs to be ripped up and replanted. Chris's dad just cleared nice paths. Take a look at the view. So the neighbor apparently is from Newark, New Jersey. A nice little house over here. And the edge of the garages. I mean, they're massive. They're 20 feet tall in some spots. Again, looking up to the house now. And down to the view. And here's a pretty cool pomegranate tree. You can see that. It's kind of windy. Pomegranates. 2 days ago it was overgrown with vines and prickly bushes. I think we've fixed that. Now we're entering the kind of garage area. This was all for livestock. Here's the space where they kept the horse. As you can see, there's an opening at the bottom. The horse can't get out, obviously, but they wanted to breathe. Kind of just a auxiliary space. Then they let the kind of horse graze in here. Let's go to the first open garage. Again, spectacular view from every spot of the property. super tall ceilings. Huge rock. It's built right into the side. But decent roof. It's all concrete. Obviously some spaces that need to be fixed. But huge spots for pigs and other livestock. Let's see if we can get some perspective. Just how big this is. Huge. Someday I'll put my wood shop or something in here. Lots of space. So that's garage number 1. Another garage space right here. Sorry, had trouble getting that one open. Kind of just a everything room. This is where they just kept all the old parts. It's an old chainsaw. Tub. There's some old wire. There's a nice old pump for the well. Old furniture. And Chris's dad thinks this is kind of wire for the electric. Pretty cool. And a dishwasher. For its time, that's pretty modern. Pretty wild. Pretty cool. And electric. Some type of electric. All right, on to the next one. This one's already open. Watch all of these pricker bushes. Here's where they kept all the pigs. Again, the roof is really good shape. But they have a bunch of pigsties. Relatively new, actually. Apparently, these are all little water troughs where they'd attach a nipple to that little hole in the wall and the pigs would drink out of it. But again, pretty cool space. Really huge. I know what I'll do with this. Knock out all these walls. Keep my bikes in here. My tool shop. Okay, we just came out of the pigsty. We have another section here. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see it, but it's for rabbits. pretty neat. Individual slots. Super overgrown. Then again here, more space. See if I can get in here. For chickens. Chicken pen. Sorry, I can't really get in there. There's so many prickly bushes. And then in here, I have no idea. Another huge space, maybe the roof is caved in. But probably more pigs or something. All overgrown. The cool thing is there's water running through this whole thing. Alright, let's see if we remember what key it is to this door. Not that one. There we go. Oof, sorry, that was tough to open. Here's just the auxiliary space for the horse stuff. And some saddle. And then more of a tons of wire. Some bee boxes, some honey boxes, little tractor attachment. Only problem with this side is we have wooden roof joists. They look like maybe next year they'll be part of the floor. To get those replaced. But again, lights, electricity, pretty sophisticated. Got water. Outlets. Not bad. And if you zoom in, see the vineyard through there. Can't really get the exposure. So, okay. This last one. This one's for the horses. Sorry, again, that one took a while to open. Okay. This was for the horse, super tall. Again, wood beams. There's, I bet, to fall. But really tall. And a trough here. Obviously for a horse, they're really tall. Then there's this little secret area behind where you can go in and feed them from. Pretty neat. That's the garages. Let's go down to the stone house. It's one of my favorite parts of the property. Amazing view. You can see all the towns in the distance. Really neat. Got an olive grove. Here's the front of the house. Let's go in. Deceivingly big in here. Really cool rock that's built into the foundation. Eventually a window someday. Nice big space on the downstairs. They've already put a new floor in. They started doing the steps. Goes up to a second floor. Little kitchen area. It walks out to the back, to a backyard, I don't know how. But eventually, it'll be nice. And up a few more steps. We got another exit to the backyard. Little bathroom. We got some plumbing already in place. It's already stuff to see. It's dark. Enter into the first bedroom. Again, the roof probably needs to be replaced. It's cool. The view is just 360. They started putting electric. Some cool old wooden doors. Got another nice sized room with a gorgeous view. That's the stone house.
The fire came through in just a few hours. We weren't here when it happened, but this is what we found when we returned the next day. The ground still smoking. Trees stood like shadows of themselves. Everything we had walked just days before was now coated in ash. The silence felt heavy, and yet the land still pulled us in. This clip was filmed less than 24 hours after the fire swept through, and just 8 days after we purchased the property. This wasn't exactly how we dreamed it, but nevertheless, we must move forward. What caused the fire? What was lost? And what happens next? Subscribe to follow the next chapter, where we cover more about the fire and what it means for everything we planned for our land and our future.